Geek Out! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the only wrestling podcast that has the wherewithal to record on but a pay-per-view-ly system. I didn't think of my words before I started talking.
I like it. It makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm going to keep going. This is Geek Out Championship Wrestling, a wrestling podcast where we talk to you about the state of wrestling twice, I guess, since we do 2 episodes, each pay-per-view. Today is our predictions episode for the Elimination Chamber 2018. I am your host with the most, Mr. Chris Nolan. My co-host with the co-most is out on assignment today, so no Timmy C for you. But I do have live via satellite from the world, that WWE restaurant in Times Square that closed down over 10 years ago, Mr. Steve Harvey.
Woo!
How are you doing, Steve?
I'm good because I'm still the champ, and I will continue to be the champ after this pay-per-view.
It was a legit sore spot. Like, even though the belt is made out of cardboard, like, I made that, and I was the inaugural champ, and it feels bad. Feels bad to not have it in my hands.
Yep.
I wish I could be more serious about, like, I'm coming for you, Hulk Hogan. But yeah, no, I do miss it. It was a nice decorative piece right next to my life-size Red Lantern. Because I'm a nerd, we can talk about what we were doing before we recorded.
Because we're strong, virile alpha males.
Oh yeah, I messaged Steve. I realized we said that we were going to record at 9:00. I messaged Steve at like 9:30, being like, "Hey, Steve, are you? I'm ready to go when you are." And he's like, "Oh shit, I'm painting Warhammer figures."
That's right.
And I responded with, "It's cool. I'm putting together a Gundam model kit." But you know what? We also watch wrestling, so I think it was already a known fact that we were nerds.
Yeah, no one's really going to be surprised to hear that we were painting Gundam and Warhammer. They're like,
right?
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's not going to be some jock coming over here kicking sand into our eyes.
Shoving me in lockers. Give me your lunch money, nerd.
I heard on your wrestling podcast that clearly I listened to.
Only ironically, mind you, when I'm scoring some major puss.
Yeah. It's what we listen to while we're banging. It's fitting that our douchebag impersonations sound ridiculously close to a Hulk Hogan impression.
A little bit, yeah, right.
Although for me,
your lunch money, brother.
For me, it's I think because I listened to this one wrestling podcast called We Watch Wrestling, where every once in a while, whenever they feel like doing an impression of Hulk Hogan, it's always a specific impression based on those like voicemails that came out. So like they'll always be like, "Boop, I'm going to," like they'll do whatever the impression is, but it always starts with "boop." to the point where they have I don't know why I'm advertising for them, but they're a good show. Listen to them. They're actually a weekly show. They actually have a shirt that has the word "boop" in the Hulk Hogan, like the Hulkamania font.
Oh, like the yellow and red? That's amazing.
Yeah, I really want to get it. No one will get it. Like most of my wrestling shirts. Though. Yeah. But okay, so let's talk about this. We got the Elimination Chamber coming up this weekend. I think both of us agreed before I hit the record button, not too enthused about this pay-per-view. Like, I love the concept of the Elimination Chamber match. Like, I don't know why, but I like it.
It's so over the top. It's like almost like a Thunderdome Running Man type of thing.
It's Hell in the Cell meets the Royal Rumble, because you have the timer and the addition of people. It's weird that they have Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber basically back to back. Yeah, back to back.
On the same brand too. Well, because Raw, I mean, Rumble's multi-brand.
Yeah, but yeah, it's weird that they would. Luckily, Fastlane didn't get replaced with Hell in a Cell, so you just have like all three. But yeah, like
or tables, ladders, and chairs and stairs.
Oh God, I remember that one. What a waste. But yeah, like it's. I'm sure it'll be a fine pay-per-view, but like the matches just don't seem to really be exciting.
No, besides the main event, they really haven't spent much time on anything else. It's kind of hard to care.
Yeah. Well, for the first one I have on my list here is the one that I feel like they've spent the most time on because, in my opinion, it was done like 2 months ago. Is Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy. I'm sorry, Woken Matt Hardy.
Woken. He did get full trademark back of the Broken.
Oh yeah, but has WWE started saying Broken yet?
Yeah, but no, because probably Vince doesn't want to have to pay Matt Hardy.
Yeah. oh, the new thing with the kids is woke. That's what you're gonna be forever.
God damn it! If I'm gonna take credit for someone else's idea, you're Woken.
Am I the only one that watches this goddamn show?
I killed WCW, no. Eric Bischoff's my butler.
I'm the silent partner that owns TNA. Ah!
I built NBC from the scratch, from the ground up.
The NFL is going to be buried once I open up the XFL. Going to be just like my son-in-law.
Kiss my ass club, goddammit. Where's my muscle milk?
Get me, he hate me. The kids loved him. I mean, to be fair, they kind of did.
The kills do. I mean, I hope he makes a comeback, at least as a coach.
Right? Or a color commentator?
Oh my God, yes.
Like Jesse the Body Ventura?
Yeah, I mean, why? They can't do any worse.
I made the joke that Jesse Ventura was a sitting politician. I forget what was he, like a state like a governor or well, if you got to one up, you got to go bigger with the comeback of the XFL. I would not be surprised if he tried to get his buddy Donald Trump, to come in. Like
his wife works for him now, apparently.
Yeah, right.
And I will say, of all the Trump members who keep resigning, Linda's kind of flying under the radar. You never hear anything about her.
Yeah, because she's a McMahon. She doesn't quit.
But you never hear anything about it. You never hear, Linda McMahon today is pushing for this to happen. It's like
because she's still comatose.
Well, all Vince has to do is make out with Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I'm sure he has no problem with that.
Either.
But okay, so let's get back to the pay-per-view. So we got Bray Wyatt versus Woken Matt Hardy. Is this their third? Is this their third match? Their rubber match?
I think so.
Is this going to be the end of their feud?
I hope. I mean, I was so excited for Woken Broken Matt Hardy, and then he comes, and they don't do anything with him.
Yeah.
And it's like, no. I mean, I understand they're not going to. I understand if Vince is skeptical to bring like Senior Benjamin or the Lake of Reincarnation, but
or the dilapidated boat.
The dilapidated boat, or have King Maxwell pin somebody,
or George Washington the giraffe.
Yeah, exactly. Or boxing a kangaroo.
Yeah, I mean he's already King Maxwell already pinned Rockstar Spud, which they now have on 205 Live. Maxwell could be a contender on 205 Live.
He's under the weight limit.
Yeah.
I would perceive it would never happen in a million years, but I would love it if Matt Hardy had a bucket of water from the Lake of Reincarnation and he splashed Bray with it and reverted back to Husky Harris.
Oh.
And just temporarily just came back with Husky Harris and just hang out with him until he got hit on the head or something and then became Bray Wyatt again.
I did I ever tell you I actually got to see the Broken Hardys live, like in person?
Oh, that's amazing. During Brother Nero and all that?
Yeah, during their expedition of gold before they left TNA, they came to Maryland, and I went up there, and I got to see King Maxwell pin the local the MCW tag champs. I think is who it was. It was wonderful. And Senor Benjamin was there. Rebby was there. Obviously, King Maxwell and both the Hardys. Yeah, but so I don't know about you. I don't really have much to say about this match.
It's pay-per-view, so Bray Wyatt's pretty much going to lose,
right?
Yeah.
For my Smark, same. Yeah, it's one. It's a Bray Wyatt pay-per-view. Two, they've brought Matt Hardy here. They let him break. Like, why the fuck wouldn't he win the feud? Like this is his first real feud, right? Like I feel like he hasn't really done anything with anyone else except maybe like a couple glorified squash matches. Yeah,
pretty much. And once he got Woken, this was the only thing he really did was went straight to Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. So my Smark prediction is Hardy. My Mark prediction is also Hardy because but like kind of indifferently Hardy because I was like, I mean, I'd rather see Hardy win because the broken gimmick is more interesting than Bray's at this point.
Yeah, I don't even know what he went from like a Southern backwards cult leader to like a white guy with the dreads who just got really high and took a philosophy 101 class.
Yeah, he's one like house party away from pulling out an acoustic guitar.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, this is Wonderwall.
So I assume you also are doing. Are you doing Hardy?
It's Hardy, and it's not like Matt Hardy. It's, I guess Matt Hardy.
The same. All right. Then next on my docket is the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, versus she's not like most girls, Nia Jax. She's the not the immovable force, but the
irresistible force.
Yeah, irresistible
object.
Yeah. So this match is a women's singles match. In order to, if Nia Jax wins, she gets added to the match at Mania, and it'll be a triple threat. Which I was trying to look this up. Like on Raw, like with Alexa Bliss, it kind of seems signed, sealed, and delivered that it's gonna be the Raw Women's Championship at Mania. But from everything that I was trying to like look up online, Asuka still hasn't officially declared that she's going up against Alexa for the Raw Women's Championship.
She hasn't said what brand she's going to go with.
And I even saw like there was a quote from Stephanie McMahon that was like, "Wait until after Elimination Chamber, then make your decision." Which makes me wonder if there's going to be some kind of shenanigans with like Ronda Rousey or something like that. I don't know why, but I'm kind of like, because Ronda Rousey came out at the end of the Rumble, like I feel like they're setting up something between Asuka and Ronda Rousey, even though she doesn't currently have a championship belt with which to defend at Mania.
Right. The only thing I've heard is that and again, these are the dirt sheets. Take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, Meltzer.
They want to do Ronda and male partner versus the Helmsleys. Mm-hmm. Since the Helmsleys would still be pissed from, 3 or 4 years ago when Ronda ninja flipped Triple H, which probably The Rock, but...
I mean, that's who she was in the ring with at the time.
Yeah, right.
And it is The Rock. He can do whatever he wants, right?
Right. I mean, he just walk in whenever he wants. Like, okay, I want a match. Okay, sure, Rock.
Yeah. Okay. And he does have Rampage coming out that month, so he's going to be wanting to do something to advertise for it. Why not have a Mania match?
Yep. And he still has them because he's doing that movie about Paige's life and family, so he can do whatever he wants, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, like the match itself feels just kind of like a placeholder for something for them both to do. Like maybe they're gonna use it to like beef up Nia because she kind of, especially after the whole Enzo, shit, she kind of feels like she has no place right now.
They dropped. Well, obviously they had to drop out like a sack of potatoes. That was going to go somewhere, and it was like they're going to break up Team Rude, but.
Yeah. By the way, I love Team Rude, and I do not like that they refuse to push it for more than 2 weeks.
Oh, I love them as like a comedic duo. Like their Instagrams and their Twitters are hilarious together. Yeah. But on TV, I just don't understand because like Nia's like, I want to be the champion, and then Alexa keeps dodging her. It just makes Nia look really stupid.
Yeah. It's not helping Nia at all.
No.
And then also I'm not sure how I feel about Nia Jax being the one to break Asuka's streak,
especially right before WrestleMania.
Yeah. If anything, break it at WrestleMania with like not to say anything, down on Nia Jax, but like with like a real competitor, like I love Nia Jax, but like the way that she is booked,
she hasn't been like, I guess for lack of a better term, made to look strong.
Yeah.
Most of her time was spent staring doe-eyed at Enzo and making double entendres about meatballs.
Yeah.
So it's like she didn't really have, and then like when she did have a match with Nia, a match with Asuka, they kind of weaseled their way out of it and be like, oh, she hurt her leg and she can no longer continue.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah. But so on this one again, my Smark and Mark are tied, with both leaning towards Asuka.
Yeah, I got to go with Asuka because I think it would be foolish to have Nia break the streak right before WrestleMania, and I just the only thing I could see happening is either I don't think Asuka's going to win, but the only other thing I could possibly see happening is if there's some kind of shenanigans, like a double count out or something, and then Kurt Angle comes out, oh, you both worked so hard, I'm going to make it a triple threat anyway.
Yeah, which he is want to do.
he's that, and he loves making Teddy Long tag team matches.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk more about it when we get to the men's elimination chamber, but like the fact that it's a 7-man chamber. Just because is so stupid. Because
they couldn't, because they didn't have enough. They weren't ballsy enough.
Yeah.
To have either Seth or Finn win.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, it ends in double shenanigans. I'm like, oh, great. Wonderful.
And then you had to watch Facebook Live to hear the official announcement.
Yes. It's like, oh my God, that's so stupid. Why do they keep doing that? Like, I want to watch the MMC, but like the feed's always clogged up, and it's like, can't you just put it on the WWE network?
It is, but you have to like wait a week.
Yeah, you can't watch it live.
Yeah, I usually luck out when I haven't watched the MMC in like 2 weeks, but like the first couple weeks, I work on Tuesday evenings, so I would come home, watch SmackDown on my DVR because it had just finished by the time I get home, and then I hop on Facebook Live or I hop on Facebook and watch the rerun of it essentially. Right. So I'm able to watch it the whole way through, and it's great. And by the way, Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman's match was...
Oh my God, when she did the twisted Bliss off his shoulders, that was the highlight of the whole thing for me.
So you know this, but maybe not all the listeners at home know this. I am a giant of a man. I'm about Bray Wyatt's height. Not quite his build. I need to go to the gym a couple more times before I get to his beefcake status. What did I say?
Bray Wyatt.
No. Well, actually, I am about Bray Wyatt's build, but I'm taller. Yes, sorry. I'm half asleep. I'm about Braun's height, and Bray Wyatt's build, and but yeah, like I've always loved petite girls like Alexa Bliss, so like seeing them team together, I'm like, yes, that's my dream.
I mean, I knew they were going to win anyway when they said that their charity was Connor's Cure.
Right?
Like, okay. Well,
yeah. As soon as I heard that, I was like, well, there ain't nobody beating them.
Yeah, they're going to beat Connor's Cure. That's Stephanie's pet charity. But The only team that I really didn't like is Apollo and Nia because it just felt kind of thrown together.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else has just clicked so well, especially the training segments when Braun was trying to get Alexa to flip over the car.
Oh yeah, or the New Day and Carmella.
Or
their training segments are hilarious.
Yeah, or Rusev trying to get Lana to break boards over her knees.
Yes, I still need to watch their match. I hear it's really good.
I didn't know this. It's her first win as a singles competitor. She literally has not won anything. And she decided to become a wrestler. This was literally her first win.
Does it even count as a singles?
Not as singles. It's just her first. I guess it's just her first win in anything: tag, rumble, singles, whatever.
Is she the one that gets the pin?
I don't. I think so. Yeah, because Rusev had taken out the Usos.
Nice.
I forget which one she's married to.
Yeah, I think it's Jimmy.
I don't know the one who got popped for DUI. That's the one.
By the way, speaking of the Usos, I love how they were advertising, sweepstakes to go to Orlando, with both the Usos and Naomi, and then now suddenly it's just one of the Usos.
The other one's got community service.
But yeah, right.
And then what's up? Just said, but what's up with the Usos having like PowerPoint clip art show up when they do their promos now?
Everyone's doing it now, but
I know,
but
the
there's
emojis pop up. Like, when did SmackDown become 66 Batman?
I've heard that it's them trying to like integrate, Facebook into the show, which makes it even more annoying.
Yeah.
And that's all I hear. Like everyone I've heard talk about it is like, it's the most annoying,
I mean, when the Usos would be like, lock down, and then the jail cell door would slam. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I liked.
Yeah, and then now it's like everything. It's like watching Batman 66.
Yeah. Pow!
Oof, pow, arg, zap, powerbomb.
Can that be our gimmick when we get to the WWE?
If not, then they need to use it for Hurricane Helms.
Yeah. Yeah, when he makes his triumphant return to regular in-ring work.
He was teasing about being in the 205, but
yeah,
I would love it if he did come back, and that was his gimmick. Like, it's the Batman 66.
It'd be great. If they could like time it perfectly with like whenever he does his finisher, and then also have like the count, the ref's count come up on the screen. Then we have the first ever historic women's Elimination Chamber match between Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Mickie James, and Sasha Banks.
I see. This is the thing. I felt like Nia should have been in the Elimination Chamber, and I thought she should have won. So therefore, if you're going to have Nia and Asuka, it would be double awesome if it was for the championship at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
So when she wasn't in when they first announced the Elimination Chamber, I was like, oh, no Nia?
By the way, speaking of when they announced who was in it, like, why the fuck did they not just why couldn't they do qualifying matches?
Yeah, it's just like, okay, you're in it now. Have fun.
Yeah. It's not like they don't already just, throw all the women in a match all the time anyway. Like,
yeah, for reasons.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean, I don't know how many 6-woman tags now I've seen between Absolution. It's like, okay. And then on SmackDown, 6-woman tags with the Riot Squad. It's like, okay, there's other things you can do besides that.
They're singles matches, right?
Right.
If you're going to keep doing 6-women tags, then bring in a women's trios belt.
Yeah. Because it's just getting absurd. It's like, okay, we get it. It's like, I understand you got to do something, especially since Paige can't wrestle because she might be permanently retired.
Yeah.
It's like, do something. There's like so many 6-woman tags. Okay. I get it.
Yeah. The fun fact, and this was announced on Raw. What was it? Not this past Raw, but the week before. I did find it interesting that Alexa hasn't actually defended her belt since TLC, which was the measles pay-per-view.
Yep.
Back in October.
She's going to end up Shane Douglas in this thing. She hasn't defended it in forever.
It's like she's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, basically. At least I think he even defended it though in between because he defended at the Rumble.
Yeah.
She didn't even defend it at the Rumble.
But yeah, like that is kind of weird that she hasn't defended it since then. But I do. I mean, I like a spineless heel, you know.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I mean, but like they haven't even had her like weaseling her way out of matches. Like they just haven't booked her for a match.
Yeah, she's on TV. She shows up. For the longest time, she would show up and do like commentary. Then Absolution would show up, and then she'd run away.
Yeah. Yeah, or she would be in a big, you know, a 6-woman tag.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you think is up with her and Mickie James? Do you think they're trying to turn her face with the Absolution there, you know, and everything, or is she just being sneaky and trying to get someone on her side?
I think she's trying to be sneaky to get someone on her side because whenever the WWE stacks the odds against the heel, and they're like, "There's no way the heel can win this time," the heel usually does.
Yeah.
So that's why both my Smark and Mark picks are Alexa.
This is why this pay-per-view is going to be so fucking boring because my Smark and Mark picks are both also Alexa Bliss. But I guarantee you my men's Elimination Chamber predictions will surprise you.
Okay.
I don't know if you read them since I sent you my notes.
Yeah, so I know what they are already, but they're probably going to surprise our viewing audience, our listening audience.
Yeah. But yeah, like I don't see any reason, like from a Smark perspective, I don't see any reason why Alexa would be dropping the title before Mania.
Yeah, especially when she's had it for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, like at this point she might as well just keep it until Mania.
Yeah.
And also, like, no one else in that match really has been built up as a legit, you know, competitor, like, or not competitor, contender for it. You know?
Yeah. The Absolution girls really haven't done anything.
Yeah, like maybe Mickie James, and that's like the swerve that happens. You know, like. She's like, "Oh, Alexa, I knew you were, you know, messing with me. So here, I'm pinning you, and now I have it, you know." And then there's the big thing about her, you know, being like the only woman to have the old women's title and the new women's title.
Yeah.
But like that's the only outcome that I can see happening that's not Bliss retains.
Yeah, exactly. I don't see any of the Absolution girls seeing it, winning it. I don't see Bayley or Sasha get it. Matter of fact, I'm willing to bet they're going to have either Bayley pin Sasha or one way or the other.
Yeah.
Because they've been teasing this friendship breakup for so long now.
They've been teasing it ever since they became friends.
Yeah, and no friendships lasted in WWE. We saw that with Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens.
Oh, still breaks my heart.
I know. Their love was so pure.
I really want to get the Festival of Friendship playset.
Somebody, I'm dating myself here, but somebody had taken some SmackDown footage of Kevin Owens and Sami coming to the ring, and they redubbed it with Bulk and Skull's theme from the Power Rangers.
That's wonderful.
Because they said they're the modern day Bulk and Skull. I'm like, oh my God, they are.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then Hurricane Helmsley, basically a Power Ranger. He's basically the Green Ranger.
Yeah, pretty much. He just needs to play the flute through his mask somehow.
Yeah. And then he has a giant dragon.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. Yeah, we've kind of already gone over it. Have they even announced? I mean, I guess they don't need to, but like, have they even announced like who the first and last,
Nope.
in the chamber? Because like they made a huge deal out of it with the men's.
Yeah, because all the attention is being put on the men's chamber. It's like they had half of Raw was the gauntlet match.
Yeah, which was cool.
It was cool, but then the ladies got, what did they get? Another tag match.
6-women tag match.
Yeah. But, so we don't know who's first. We don't know what order they're going in. It's just been like, they're in a match. It's cool.
I mean, I love the what is it? I guess the suspense of not knowing who's going to be next. It's just like the Rumble.
Right.
But I do think it's cool that like the men's, and we'll go ahead and start talking about the men's Elimination Chamber. Let me introduce it like a proper gentleman. The men's Elimination Chamber for the opportunity to be in a match against Brock Lesnar at Mania for the Raw men's, the Universal title. We have Braun Strowman, Elias, Finn Balor, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and The Miz. I think it's cool that they were able, that they did matches to decide that Miz was going to be the first one out and Elias was going to be the last one out.
Right.
Although,
but other than that, it's still random.
Yeah. Although the match to figure out who is first for the Miz, now he has two other people that he's starting with because the fucking 7-man Elimination Chamber match.
As if it's going to be such a clusterfuck because there's only so much space anyway.
Yeah.
With the pods taking up all the room.
At least the pods are on the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's ridiculous. But I will say, of course, there's the as John Cena put them, the keyboard warriors, who are just they're set in their ways. They're like, oh well, Roman Reigns totally going to win because fighting Lesnar at WrestleMania. Looking beyond that, this is jam packed with fan favorites.
It is,
and if WWE were a company that wanted to appease the fans, above anything else, this is the hardest match to guess who's going to win. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because no matter what, there's a contingent of people a huge contingent of people that would love this. And in fact, I don't think Roman Reigns is probably the only person that could win this, and I would be kind of disappointed.
Yeah, I get what you mean because it's we just had Roman Reigns in WrestleMania not too long ago.
Yeah, yeah. But I do have like I said, there's a huge contingent of people out there that have just they're all whatever, Roman wins, spoilers, Roman wins. But I feel the need to remind everyone, and John Cena's been talking about it recently, but and other people have been talking about it too, but John Cena is only one title reign away from being the record-breaking 17-time champion.
Yep.
And without a match, against Brock Lesnar, he has no quote-unquote road to WrestleMania.
Right.
And would it be WrestleMania without John Cena having a match? And I can feel, or I feel like a big swerve would, to use industry terms, would be to have John Cena win, unless they were going to find a way to bring Taker back so that we can have the giant, John Cena versus Undertaker match at WrestleMania. But
Mimi,
what a fucking waste of his retirement.
Yeah, Michelle McCool, the Undertaker's wife, has been posting on Instagram. Undertaker, I mean, granted, he's probably want to stay in shape, but he's been hitting the gym a lot lately.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got to test out those new hips, right, or knees, or whatever the hell.
Something he had, but he's been getting pretty ripped. I mean, I understand,
he's American Badass shape.
God, I hope so. I would love it if he came back as the American Badass just once.
What if they just did John Cena had an open challenge at WrestleMania, You know, like they're like, John, you know, you're our boy. You're literally the only person that will ever allow to have just an open challenge at WrestleMania. And then like he's sitting in there and he, you know, does his whole like John Cena open challenge starts right now. And you just and then you just hear, I'm an American badass.
It would be the only time I think I'd be really excited to hear Kid Rock's voice. It's the only time I'd like to say I'd be excited to hear either Kid Rock's or Fred Durst's voice.
Yeah, right. And both of them have performed at WrestleMania. Or no, Kid Rock hasn't. Has he?
I don't think Kid Rock has. No.
I know. American Badass Undertaker had a match at WrestleMania when he was using the Kid Rock song, but I don't know if he himself performed live.
Now they just dub it on the network with that. You done it now. You gone made a big mistake when he had there for a while.
Yeah. Gotta keep rolling. What? Come on.
I like that because it was like all biker, but it still started off with the creepy girls. He's here. And then it turned to Limp Bizkit. I'm like, wait a minute. We went from like the Shining Twins to like 90s butt rap rock.
Yeah. I mean, when I think of 90s butt rap rock, I think of the Shining Twins. But yeah, so
famous kid.
But that's my 2 cents about the men's Elimination Chamber. Like everyone, like I've said like 5 times already, like everyone's already set because they want to be disappointed, and they're like, oh, Roman Reigns is going to win. Like, what if WWE surprises us all? I'm just throwing that out there into the universe.
I thought he was going to win the Rumble.
Yeah, I'm so glad he didn't.
Yeah, me too.
I was really happy. The WWE showed that they can listen to the fans, which is probably why Roman Reigns will win the Elimination Chamber, because they'll be like, you did the job. To again use industry terms. So like, I understand if Roman does win, but my Smark prediction is going Cena.
Yeah,
not that it
can
matters.
See that. Because he like you said, he's only one title away from breaking Ric Flair's record.
Mm-hmm. What do you have for it?
My mark, I'm going to just say it, is still Roman Reigns, just because I think they gave us what we wanted, and I think they gave us the Seth Rollins Herculean moment at Raw, so take the pressure off, so you won't think it's Roman. But my mark is Roman, but my smart mark is Seth Rollins.
Wait. Your mark is Roman?
Is Roman.
That being the one that you want in your heart of hearts?
Oh, wait, no, my mark. So I got it backwards. My mark is.
I was about to say.
I got it backwards. Oh, sorry. Well, no. If I'm going to go who I wanted in my heart of hearts, it would be The Miz. But I know that's not going to happen.
But sir, that is what the Mark Championship.
Okay.
You're supposed to throw out all the stuff that you know about, like backstage stuff, all that junk. It is just like literally who you want in your heart of hearts.
Well, in that case, the mark is The Miz.
Okay.
Because I am a big Misfit. Then my smart then is Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that's fine. My mark, the one that will surprise you, although probably won't surprise you if you were listening to the Royal Rumble, is Elias, because and this is why you're going to retain the belt, because we're going to be in a tie throughout the entire pay-per-view, and you'll have the champion's advantage, because it doesn't matter who wins any of the other matches, because either we're right or we're wrong, but we chose the same names, and it all comes down to the Elimination Chamber, and there's virtually no way that either The Miz or Elias is going to win.
No.
I think the Miz as a talent has a greater chance of winning that match, but the fact that he's the first one in is like why he's not going. That, and also he has a belt already.
He already has a champion. Yeah, they're not going to have him compete for two.
And Elias is just there because he's, you know, an up and coming fan favorite, and they're like, oh, well, we'll give him the rub, to again use a term. You know, he can be the last one in, but Roman's going to pin him, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I can see him being the one that's like in the match for the shortest amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like he comes out, like gets a couple good hits, maybe even pins one person that's been, you know, going for a while, and then like immediately gets pinned right after.
Really turns around and gets speared or curb stomped or something.
Yeah, he's really proud of himself for pinning a guy. Gets, you know, doesn't notice that Roman's right behind him going, ooh, wow.
Ooh, cocking his wrist.
Yeah. I can totally see that happening. And I'll only be slightly sad.
Just slightly sad.
Yeah. Beyond that, I mean, we got Ronda Rousey's contract signing, which, okay, we're doing that at a pay-per-view. That's cool, I guess.
That's gonna end in some kind of shenanigans.
Right?
Contract signings never.
I hope she, like, spears Stephanie or something like that.
Contract signings and weddings never go well.
Or birthdays.
Wrestling. Or birthdays or pregnancies.
Yeah. Basically, any time that you're supposed to be happy, you're going to be sad.
It doesn't work. Yeah.
Now, real quick, is there anything else you want to talk about with the Elimination Chamber?
No, I mean, it's like a tepid, lukewarm glass of water of a pay-per-view. I mean, the Rumble was so great, and then this is just like, eh.
To be fair, last year, every time there was a pay-per-view that came up that I was like, meh, it ended up being really good.
And I hope that's the case here.
Like,
I really hope that's the case here.
Like Great Balls of Fire surprised the shit out of me.
Yeah, I thought, okay, first off, I thought the name was random. You got the flaming testicle logo. But
that even Sasha Banks pointed out.
Sasha Banks pointed out.
Yeah, she tweeted about it or retweeted somebody else saying something about it.
But no, it was a great match in Samoa Joe versus Lesnar. Even if I thought it ended a little bit abruptly, it was still a great match.
Yeah. Well, in that case, as we've discussed on this show, and you and I have discussed in person, I'm a relatively new fan to wrestling, and you've been watching wrestling since before you were born.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's all the big hubbub about Jeff Jarrett being inducted into the Hall of Fame? Because I know the name, but I don't know anything about him as a wrestler or as a wrestling personality.
The saying that they said is that he broke 1,000 guitars but didn't draw a dime.
Mm-hmm.
He was the Intercontinental Champion for a while. His gimmick was he was a country music singer, and then he got fired for the WWE, and then he went to WCW, where he hit where his biggest accomplishment in WCW was wrestling David Arquette.
Oh, the world champion David Arquette?
Yes. And then he smashed one of Howard Stern's Whack Pack guys over the head with a guitar. Mm-hmm. And that was about it. I mean, he's not a bad wrestler per se, but it's like when you have a Hall of Fame that has like Goldberg and Andre the Giant and Stone Cold Steve Austin in it, and then you have Jeff Jarrett, it'd be like doing the comic book Hall of Fame. It's like Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Rob Liefeld.
To be fair, I think Rob Liefeld probably has earned his spot just because of
true,
Deadpool.
Yeah. So it has to be someone less than Rob, like maybe a guy who draws the
be like
Grimm
somebody
fairy tales, the big titty comics, the Grimm fairy tale.
Gotcha.
He got into that. That's what it's like with Jeff Jarrett. Kitty.
He's on Xenoscope.
Yeah, Xenoscope, exactly. He's the Xenoscope of pro wrestling. So there's like two people who are going to get that reference, but that's how it is.
And wasn't there something with like, isn't he the owner of Global Force Wrestling?
He was. He's the owner of Global Force Wrestling, which at one point was Impact's many daddies.
Right.
He went broke and went into rehab.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up selling losing control of TNA, and now it's back to being TNA again. I don't even know if Global Force Wrestling is even now a thing. I think he just owns the name to it.
Yeah. Okay. So because the way that like Twitter was blowing up about it, like made it sound like they were inducting Chris Benoit into the Hall of Fame. They were like, "Oh my God, someone that I thought would never make it."
Well, I never thought he would make it either. Like I said,
like because he wasn't because he was lackluster, not because he left on terrible terms or something.
No, he was just kind of like, oh, it's like, nobody has fond memories of a Jeff Jarrett match. People are like, oh, I remember back when Austin did this, or I remember when Goldberg won the title with Jeff Jarrett. It's like, oh, Jeff Jarrett, I remember him. He wrestled the guy who was dating the chick from Friends, right?
It'd be like if Sin Cara was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
Nothing really bad, but nothing really good.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Like if Maven got in.
I was gonna say Ryback, but he burnt some bridges when he left.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't think he's coming back for a while, especially since he legally changed his name now to Ryback.
Oh, the big guy.
The big guy. I hated that name.
Yeah. Something else dawned on me. Like that's only for the pay-per-view. That's only 4 matches.
Yeah.
I heard rumblings that there was going to be like a tag match, but I couldn't find anything online that had like said that it had been set, and nothing about a pre-show match. Nothing.
No, nothing.
Like that's another reason why this pay-per-view is so underwhelming. It's like we've got nothing.
No, because at the Royal Rumble you had so much.
Yeah, granted.
And then for this, it's just like,
Granted, an Elimination Chamber match is probably going to be a while. I mean,
and then you have
not as long as a Rumble though.
Because there's only 6 or 7 competitors instead of 30.
Yeah, but they also have like, isn't it like 5 minutes in between?
I think before the next chamber opens.
It's definitely more than 90 seconds. Yeah. Quote unquote.
Yeah, quote unquote, because there's no way those were 90-second countdowns.
Elias's 90 seconds lasted like 5 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
When he got to do like a whole show. And it was wonderful. I loved it.
I love it so much. His promo he did in Cleveland was one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
First off, kudos to him for being sleeveless in a Cleveland December. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But he did that whole song, and it was fantastic. Like in front of the Rock Hall, nonetheless.
Right.
Talk about perfect for his gimmick.
So good. All right then. I think that's all we need to cover. If as of recording, which this is the Thursday evening before Elimination Chamber. That's it. It's just the 4 matches. They might, I'm sure, will at least get a pre-show match, but they haven't announced what it is. And I literally just checked right before I called you on Skype, and I saw nothing. I saw a rumor that they might have a match with the Bar versus
Titus.
Titus Worldwide, or
Apollo now.
Yeah, or the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson, versus, I've already forgotten, who the hell are they feuding with? Nobody.
They just kind of hang around.
The Revival. The Revival.
The Revival. Yeah, that's right.
The Good Brother, the Balor Club, against the Revival. Rumors that one or both of those matches might take place, but nothing.
Yeah.
Also, that does remind me. I saw on the Twitter, since I still do follow TNA, or they are Impact right now. Since I still do follow Impact on Twitter, even though I haven't watched an episode in like 6 months. EC3 is fighting Johnny Impact is his name in Impact Wrestling. John Morrison, for those of you that don't know. They are wrestling tonight on Impact for a number 1 contenders spot against whoever the champ. I think it's Austin Aries is the champ right now.
Yeah.
So good luck to EC3 getting that number 1 contender spot now that he's in NXT.
Yeah. I wonder how I hope it turns out well for him. It's like Rick Rude when he was on WCW and Raw at the same time, because Raw used to be taped.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. If only EC3 had like made his proper debut on NXT already, instead of just there being a quote unquote sighting at the NXT takeover. I couldn't. It annoyed me so much that WWE's Twitter said, "Oh, there was an EC3 sighting at Takeover." What was that? Philly? Takeover Philly. Yeah. It's like, it wasn't a sighting. You pointed a camera in his face.
He was in the audience. It's not a sighting. It's not like you saw him walking in the background or something, buying a soda. He had front row.
You had graphics ready for him with his name on a lower third. But I've complained about that enough. But it's still funny to me. So okay, that's the Elimination Chamber. This episode is out, and we'll be back sometime early next week with our reactions to the Elimination Chamber. I'm going to be out of town on the weekend, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch the Elimination Chamber live, so it might be a couple days before we get our reactions episode out, but we will be there. I'm going to see if I can get Timmy's predictions before the pay-per-view goes live, and I'll post those just like I did with the Royal Rumble, so everyone can follow along with all of our predictions in this waste of a pay-per-view.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, whatever our sign-off is, enjoy the pay-per-view. We'll see you next week.
Woo!
There we go.
This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday, and you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.